Good day everyone! I have something to ask you. Have you ever been curious about what this word personality really means? So to stop your curiosity, let's talk about that.
The meaning of personality. Personality is the combination of behavior, emotion, and motivation, and true patterns that define an individual. The study of personality began with Hippocrates' theory of humorists, which argued that personality traits are based on four separate temperaments associated with four fluid humors of the body. Personality is the embodiment of feeling and behavior, which make man the unique person that he is. Seaway and Humber in 1996 defined personality as the way an individual is interrelated through his idea, action, and attitudes with the many non-human aspects of his environment and his biological heritage. Personality has been defined also as the overall pattern or interrogation of person structure, modes of behavior, attitudes, aptitudes, interests, intellectual abilities, and many other distinguishable personality traits.
The id, ego, and superego. Sigmund Freud says that the organization of the total personality depends upon psychodynamics. Psychodynamics explains human behavior in terms of man's inner motivations based on his origin. It is the harmonious functioning of the id, ego, and superego which merge to form one's personality. Id is the most primitive of the three forces. As far as the id concerned, the world exists to provide pleasure, happiness, and satisfaction. When a person is id-dominated, he becomes aggressive, spoiled, self-centered, arrogant, and selfish, and always wants to profit in any undertakings. It only means that id is impulsive part of our psyche which responds directly and immediately to basic urge, needs, and desires. The personality of the newborn child is all id, and only later does it develop an ego and superego. In short, it only means that id only focuses on oneself, no other than people. The ego prevails over id when a child exposed to environmental constraints. A child's tendencies are tempered because of his exposure to parental prohibitions, social norms, and conduct, school trainings and teachings, and peers, standards, and influences. It only means that if you are going to decide, you are able to depend based on what you have learned and what are the influences you are going through your environment. Also, the opinion of other people, it can affect your ego. The last one is the superego. When the child grows and has absorbed many parental prohibitions and sanctions and moral concepts, a part of his ego becomes his third force. Most of his functions are carried on the subconscious level. This is now the conscience which establishes what is right and what is wrong. It becomes the original foundation of behavior. It sets goals or standards which the ego is compelled to follow. It only means that if you are in this stage, you know what is the difference between the right and the wrong decisions in your life. And also you are matured enough to create your own plans and dreams in your life.
Components of personality. The components of personality are habits, attitudes, interests, values, principles, and intellectual capacities. Habits are actions so often repeated at regular intervals until they become fixed characteristics. Going to church every Sunday, brushing one teeth every after meal, bathing every day are all examples of habits. Attitudes are certain ways of viewing things as ingrained, acquired, and developed through the years of exposures to man's family, schools, and community. Immediate older members of the family will pattern their behavior after their father and mother greatly influence the attitude of young children, whose early acquisition of attitudes becomes deep. Thus, this impression leave an indelible mark in the discussions. Interest is the natural inclination to focus one's concern towards a specific area of a work. Values are always of upholding certain priorities in accordance with the hierarchy of need by Maslow. Values are the best learned and reinforced through actual practice, action, and application in one's everyday life. Principles are guide to a person in making judgment. The individual is consistent in his application of this principle, which are in consonance with these norms of morality, intellectual and mental capacity, or intelligence of person is an innate faculty of the mind, which give him the power to discern, to recognize, and to comprehend. It is through the intellect that knowledge is acquired as a longer span of one intellect.
Personality 1's development is the develop of the organized pattern of behaviors and attitudes that makes a person distinctive. Personality development occurs by the ongoing interaction of temperament, character, and environment. Personality is the what makes a person a unique person, and it's recognizable soon after birth. A child's personality has several components: temperament, environment, and character. Temperament is the set of genetically determined traits that determine the child's approach to the world and how the child learns about the world. There are no genes that specify personality traits, but some genes do control the development of the nervous system, which in turn controls behavior.
Reasons for developing personality. The development of our personality is our great responsibility. Some reasons why there is a need for personality are: number 1, for social acceptance. Number 2, for self-satisfaction. Number 3, for self-confidence. And number 4, keeping ourselves on the job. What is social acceptance? It is the desire to be treated in accordance with one's status. It is one of an individual's most important values. The better personality of a person, the more friends they will acquire. Sabi dito, ito ay ang pagnanais na tratuhin alinsunod sa katayuan ng bawat isa. Ito ang pinakamahalagang values ng isang individual. Ang mas mahusay na pakikisama ng isang tao, mas maraming kaibigan ang makakasalamuhan nito. Number 2, self-satisfaction. We feel not only comfortable but also happy when we have a good personality. A happy person meets the bad temper and unkind dispositions of others with understanding and good humors. Sabi, hindi lang tayo magiging masaya kundi komportable rin tayo kapag mayroon tayong magandang personalidad. Ang isang masayahing tao ay nakakatugon sa hindi magandang pag-uugali at hindi mabait na ugali ng iba na may pag-unawa. Number 3, self-confidence. When we are aware that we have a pleasing personality, we had the confidence to face anybody. Self-confidence elicits positive feelings which are necessary for mental health. Sabi dito, kapag meron tayong kaaya-ayang pagkatao, magkakaroon ng kumpiyansa or lakas ng loob na harapin ang sino man. Ang pagtitiwala sa sarili ay nagbubunga ng positibong damdamin na kinakailangan sa mental health. Number 4, keeping ourselves on the job. Personality has a great deal to do with holding a job. In the business field, for example, a salesman must deal with people and influence them favorably toward the product that he is selling. The salesman should have a good appearance and she should show his motives, ideas, and his good ways of approaching and motivating the people to buy his product. Ang personalidad ay may malaking kinalaman sa paghawak ng isang trabaho. Dapat mayroong magandang itsura, ipinapakita ang kanyang mga motibo, idea at magagandang paraan ng paglapit at pag-uudyok sa mga tao na bumibili ng kanyang mga produkto. So, yun lang. That's all. Thank you.